Let's go. I don't have any notes for this one, sorry, but look at that. Let's go Rangers, baby. Live from my couch at WFAN. I don't have any notes. Sorry. Welcome to the Rami Levy podcast. Um, insane. I just came from Madison Square Garden. Before that, I was at American Whiskey. Shout out to the Blue Crew Pod, part of the Believe family. All the Ranger fans there, Johnny and Cody and Avery and all those guys. I mean, that was insane. I did bring a prop. Look at that. Take a long look at that. This guy, the only greater Ranger than him, is Chris Kreider. I mean, there's not much to say other than that. This is what a special athlete does. This is what, I placed one bet today for the Ranger game. One. I usually place a couple of parlays. I placed one bet. It was Rangers money line, parlayed with Chris Kreider anytime goal. I didn't think he'd get three, but I knew he'd get one. I knew when the team needed him most, he'd step up. But when they were down 3-1 with 13 minutes to go, I didn't think they were scoring. I had lost hope. It was silent in that bar. And all it took was one. Chris Kreider scored one. And the team started buzzing. They got their confidence back. They got their mojo back. The first 5 minutes of the third period, they almost blew it. Igor saved their ass a couple of times. And then Kreider scored one. And that's all it took because he's a special player and he willed his way. He could have scored 7 goals in the third period with how well he played. Like, it shot out of a cannon every shift he was on the ice. But it wasn't enough that he just scored one and that they got back into it. After a call that went against them, they get a call to go for them. And on the power play, you knew it was happening. You knew Kreider was going to tip it in. And he wasn't done yet. He scored a third. I mean, go check out my social media videos. Go watch the videos I posted. I was in this bar literally yelling and crying. I don't even know what was happening because I've always talked about how he's my favorite athlete, right? Like one of those guys that I remember when he came up, it was 2012. I was a kid. It was just some people you just feel a little different about. And he's been one of those people for me my whole life. And in this game, it was no different. In this game, when they needed him most, he stepped up and he made the biggest plays of his life. And that is as great a game, all things considered. The team was dead. The risk of blowing a 3-0 lead and going back to Madison Square Garden for a game 7. Everything that comes along with it, all things considered, that is one of the most incredible individual performances I've ever seen in my life. And of course, it comes from the guy who I've been telling you is my favorite athlete ever. And it's like, so not to make this about me. I mean, that was just, I'm shaken from that. Like, it's hard in hockey. You only have so many shifts in one period to take over a game. That doesn't happen. Not in hockey. Not for a guy who's not, the most skilled or the fastest like that. Like, he wasn't weaving through guys and taking shots that were crazy. It's just playing his game and his style and hitting and wanting it more, getting to the puck first, getting to the dirty spots. Those goals are all tip-ins because he wanted it more. So he got to that spot and he made it fucking happen. That's what superstars are. That's what the greatest do. And Chris Kreider is the greatest Ranger of my lifetime. He needs a cup because that number 20 is going in the rafters no matter what. And it's games like tonight that prove why he should be in the rafters, that prove why he is one of the greatest athletes in this city. And then after the game, whether it's handing the stick to the Carolina fan or whether it's just calm, cool, and collected, talking about the team effort and how the job's not done in the post game, and just, hey, it's just another win. We're happy to advance on to the next one. Flush it. It's a team win. Everyone contributed. I mean, in my lifetime, and again, I remember only one Yankee championship. I remember most of Jeter's career, maybe since about 03, 04. I remember most of it, but I only remember vividly one championship. So for my lifetime, and he needs to win a championship, but with Derek Jeter, as far as longevity, stats, all with one team. What he says, his personality, the leadership, on, off the ice, field, court, whatever. He is the most special New York athlete, right next to Jeter, right up there. Obviously, Rivera and those guys from that dynasty, I get it. But this guy is the face of the franchise. He's the holdover from the 2015 team, from the Lundqvist years to now. The Rangers become the first team to win the President's Trophy and go to the conference finals since 2015, when the New York Rangers did it. And if you've heard me talk about, that was my favorite Ranger team because they were so special. And then the 22 team stole my heart because Chris Kreider had the 50-goal season that year. And now this team, really because of tonight. I'll never forget tonight. Being in that bar with those Ranger fans, I'm so happy I went. I mean, even when they were down 3-1, I'm just happy I was there. Only 3 Rangers ever have scored 3 goals in a single playoff period. Mark Messier, Wayne Gretzky, and Christopher James motherfucking Kreider. 3, that's it. A natural hat trick for Chris Kreider. Buy the shirt, Kreider die. I'm a Kreider die. That is as unbelievable of a performance I've ever seen. Any sport, any athlete. You don't see guys take over games like that. Not in hockey, unless it's a goalie. But Kreider did it. All right. I don't even know. The Yankees swept. Who cares? I'm about to try and take a nap, and then I'm going on the fan with C-Mac. I'll be producing for overnight. So I'll talk to you all soon. Now all you need is the Knicks to do the same thing in Game 6. Don't wait till it comes back home in Game 7. Go win it on the road like the Rangers just did in Carolina. Go win it in Indiana on the road. And just end it. All right? Buy the hats, buy the shirts, the swag from Hygge House. The schedule, the NFL schedule came out. I talked about it on the Believe podcast, the Believe in Jets podcast. You can check it out there. So go check that out. I'll be talking to Bilal tomorrow morning. We'll be recording. We'll be talking about the Jets as well. So check all that out. And tune into the WFAN right now if you want to. It'll be fun. So it's my instant reaction. Rangers, Chris Kreider. Wow. Unbelievable. All right, that's going to do it. Go to Hygge House, use the code Rami, RAMI, 50% off your order. Till next time, like, subscribe, share the podcast. See ya.